Welcome back to Sunrise Daily, where we start off today, continuing our focus on steps to be taken to ensure we have at least reduced at the barest minimum the violence or the potential for violence in the forthcoming elections. Well, Dr. Gbenga Molayole joins us again today. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much. Amos, thank you very much indeed for this invitation. The second one is space of 1 week.
Well, yes, you didn't finish up what you were talking about the last time out, and this time, because we've seen so much of those build up, and especially after they came together, speaking up, saying we need to approach these elections and tell our supporters not to act in a way that will endanger anybody else's lives. But that's not what we're seeing in the field now.
Yeah, I agree with you. Whatever is going on the field now, my prayer is that it will not snowball into a serious disaster. We're talking about pre-election violence, and I think we should, as fast as possible, look at the immediate causes, both remote and future. Electoral violence, we can quickly look at it pre-election and post-election, immediate post-election, and, address the issues. What I think is this: we need to sit down as a nation and analyze, the causes in different parts of the country, because if you go to some states, for instance, the causes are different, to those of another state. We have a case in which people threw stones, including pure water. That is, for me, mild. But there's some parts of the country where, as opposed to stones and pure water, there are guns, there are bombs. So in handling the issue, we probably will have to look very much at the causes, one, and then the political hotbeds, the area of serious or areas of possible, violence must be clearly identified. And in doing so, we can then strategize and plan on how, to solve the problem in each area.
But what do we do about when you hear political parties accusing themselves of sponsoring or being perpetrators of those violence even before the police even gives a word about it?
For me, it's all politics. It is not unusual for people to take such positions. You have a lot of verbal assaults going on, and these are situations where they can incite the youth especially to start going to violence. Now, the politicians, first and foremost, are we going into the, are we proffering solutions already? Because there's no way we can address the issue without proffering solution. Let's take the media, for example, the print and electronic. By the time you start publishing, inciting messages or utterances of politicians, then it's a way of pushing people to violence. For me, honestly, I don't see any reason why, for instance, a newspaper should publish, the utterances, that could lead to violence. At the same time, you do not want a radio station or a TV station to publish, to broadcast, such messages or utterances, so to speak. In looking at these challenges, we have to quickly, look at short-term solutions and long-term, quickly identify this solution. For instance, we know that in Nigeria, when there are challenges, people run to faith-based organizations. I don't see any reason why, as quick as possible, gather these religious leaders and come up, into a strategy by which they can send the message of non-violence to their laity people. At the end of the day, today is Wednesday, isn't it? You have a church services going on. There will be mosque on Friday. There will be on Sunday, church services, by the time they add this message to their sermons all over Nigeria, where so many churches, so many mosques, they can even blast the message, you know, through their loudspeaker in this. It's really very loud, isn't it? Especially in the early hours of the day. Blast the message of non-violence to people staying close, you know, to that particular mosque. Churches, especially in this part of Nigeria, on Monday it is digging deep. Tuesday is a Bible study. By the time you pass that message from day one till, you know, Sunday, a large percentage of our people will imbibe, you know, the culture of non-violence. We are also looking at a situation where teachers, you know, lecturers can also, you know, talk to their youths and let them know that, look, it is not a do or die affair. The unions too are positioned, you know, to assist. And then most especially now, at least, as a matter of fact, I think most importantly, the traditional rulers.
But before then, should teachers, religious leaders,
yes,
should they be involved with this kind of messages?
Well, we are all involved. We are all involved in the sense that we are Nigerians, and some of us are particular about the unity and stability of this nation. We should be able to put our party or partisan baggage, you know, aside, and then, you know.
Okay, so that's the extent,
yes,
to which you want their involvement. Put away their partisan parts, and then
those
tell
that
people.
Are partisan. There's some people that are very neutral. I've met a lot of people, especially after last week's interview. You have those who are fixed in the sense that they are rigid to one side of the divide or the other. And you expect that to happen. After all, some politicians, one or two of them, you know, they were interviewed last week. And there was this particular person, I don't like mentioning names, that was casting aspersion on the integrity of some of us, you know, inferring that we are paid agents of PDP. I was a member of PDP till 2 years ago that I decided, you know, to go on political sabbatical. So if someone like him could come up in a situation where we are looking at both sides and what is best in the interest of Nigeria, and you see such people casting aspersion on your integrity, it's a question of, look, I know many of them, they are politicians. There are some people who are genuinely interested in change, isn't it? There are people, in fact, majority of these politicians, they are taking their position, minister, ambassador, whatever it is, and they are like, look, it is a do or die affair, we must take over power by 29th of May, blah, blah, blah. I know a lot of them, you know, and they have started running around their presidential candidate.
You know, they kind of
come back to, you know, sorry,
yeah, go ahead.
to come back to the conversation about nonviolence. One of the things you pointed out is campaigns and inciting messages. Some people will say that never before have we seen the kind of campaigns that we're seeing now. I don't know. I'm not very old, so I cannot say whether this is the case or not. But some people, just a moment, sir. Some people say that the fact that we're beginning to see more negative campaigns, more about, you know, destroying the image of the other person, rather than what it is that we're going to do, you know, coming back to issues-based campaign, as it were, also increases the possibility of violence after the polls. Do you agree with them? Absolutely.
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, you put it, I think you have put it so mildly. It's even, you know, the situation is this. You cannot stop these politicians from inciting youths because they are desperate. They've been in opposition. Some of them have been in opposition for a long time. Some of them, they have enjoyed power for a very long time. So let us look at it from that angle. And dispassionately, you know, we can come up with an emergency situation. If by next week, you've called the traditional rulers together in Abuja, and they discuss with Jega. Jega is the umpire. He is supposed to be unbiased. By the time you tell them, look, this is the anti-violence program we have worked out, and please just go to your different. As a matter of fact, traditional rulers, most of them, you know, even though they might be pretending on the surface, they tell you that, look, they are not for any political party. So let us go through, you know, these emergency measures. Call traditional rulers, isn't it? Call all the, there is no pope in Nigeria, sorry. Call all the archbishops, bishops, pastors, and then dispassionately agree, you know, on how they can assist in arresting, because violence has started already, stones have been thrown, pure water, and we cannot start removing stones from many states because there could be a reprisal attack. You cannot start telling people not to sell pure water. And in some of these places, it's not about pure water and stone. We are talking about guns, from pistols to assault rifle to even bombs.